Live from the Rock Ridge Broadcasting Room at Rock Ridge High School, this is Rock Ridge Rundown.
Good afternoon, I'm Hollis, this is Will, and this is your Rock Ridge Rundown. Rock Ridge Rundown is your weekly news broadcast put together by the Journalism 1 and 2 classes. We will broadcast live every Friday now at 1:50 p.m. Today is Friday, April 4th, and we hope your day is going well. We have several stories to get into this afternoon, so let's get right into it.
This past week, Rock Ridge teamed up with over 70 local organizations to put on a Job Shadow Week for juniors and seniors at the high school. Some of the organizations we partnered up with include Cleveland Cliffs, Giants Ridge, Essentia Health, Mintac, DSGW, Virginia PD, and a whole lot more. The school even took a group of kids down to Duluth to check out the DWIO headquarters to learn what goes on behind the scenes of news broadcasts and stories. With around 200 students signing up for various jobs to shadow, I think it's safe to say that last week was a massive success. Now we'll take a look at a couple examples of students who participated during Job Shadow Week, as well as how their experiences went, and if they are actually considering pursuing that given career path. Junior Eli Wedge says, I went to Walker, Giroux, and Hain, and WDIO. It was really interesting to see what they do behind the scenes for DWIO's broadcast. I was considering an accounting career path, which is why I chose Walker, Giroux, and Hain. But I'm now also considering something within the broadcasting world because I learned that DWIO also had a business area. That's great to hear, Eli. Glad you had a great time. Junior Eli Bird says I went to Cleveland Cliffs. I had a great time. I met all the guys in the reliability crew, and we flew a $30,000 drone. I am considering a career path in this area. Wow, a $30,000 drone? Sounds like that was quite the experience. Well, that's awesome to hear that these students had a great time at their job shadows. It was a real privilege to have this opportunity as a whole for our school. Thank you to all of the organizations that made this week possible, and thanks to everyone at Rock Ridge who took time to put this on for us.
As we enter April, we also enter MCA testing time. Each year, students across the great state of Minnesota are required to take the MCA to assess their skills in reading, writing, and arithmetic. Oh, and science too. The tests play a large role in tracking educational progress and help to determine how well teachers are preparing students. Many students find the test to be stressful or annoying. Like 11th grader Bella Evans, who said, MCAs don't really stress me out, they're just kind of a pain to deal with. Though they can be annoying, they provide important data to teachers to help them determine which concepts should be taught in class. The grades taking the MCA test this year are 8th, 10th, and 11th grade. Grades 8 and 10th will be taking the reading MCAs from April 8th and through the 10th. Grades 8 and 11 will be taking the math MCAs from April 15th through the 17th. And the 8th grade, along with the high school biology classes, will be taking the science MCAs on April 29th and the 30th. Are you ready for the MCAs?
Today, Rock Ridge students went to Hibbing for the Rock Ridge I Love to Read field trip. Students who are attending left during 4th hour today, but will return before the end of 7th hour. The I Love to Read field trip's goal is to inspire readers at Rock Ridge by taking them to the book sale at the Hibbing Armory. The sale offers over 80,000 titles, with most selling for only $1 per book, which is a pretty great deal. There will also be several tables for best-selling books, which will cost $2 instead. Not as great of a deal, but still nice. The sale is sponsored in large part by the American Association of University Women, with the money from the sale going to fund scholarships for women and girls. Now, after this short break, we'll be right back with your weekend forecast.
Hello Rock Ridge High School, this is Chase Knutson with your forecast. Starting with today, we have a high of 42 and a low of 26. This weekend temperatures are cooling down, Saturday with a high of 36 and a low of 20, and then staying steady Sunday with a high of 36 and a low of 18. Going into next week, we'll have temperatures cooling down a little bit, Monday with a high of 29 and a low of 14. Tuesday also with a high of 37 and a low of 12. Wednesday we'll have a high of 46 and a low of 23. However, beginning Thursday, things will heat up again with a high of 53 and a low of 33. And finally, Friday having a high of 54 and a low of 33. That's all I have for you this week. After this short break, we'll be back with Coach's Corner.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Coach Ebro, and we've got some stories for you today. This week, Rockridge took a trip through the nether to Bemidji State University for their second meet of the season. While the Wolverines were crushing loaf, and the competition on Tuesday, the boys ranking second out of 21 teams, and the girls placing 7th. This is a bigger track meet known among the Wolverines, and with them leaving their villages around 7:40 and not getting back until 10:30 p.m. Senior Jake Neary says, "It was supposed to be our chill meet, but some of the people ended up not feeling the best. We all had some people hitting them PRs though. Thanks for that, Jake. We hope your 100-meter PR gets faster, and y'all run so fast, you might have even been thought using an ender pearl." Speaking of ender pearls, y'all better hop on your chicken jockey and get to the new Minecraft movie, because this movie is absolutely massive. The Rockridge baseball team played against Deer River Warriors this past Tuesday for their first official game of the season. The Wolverines pitcher Will Kemp and Blake Bailey were able to keep the Deer River from ever touching home. Lots of walks led the Wolverines to holy cows. Lots of walks led the great scoring situations for Rockridge, which helped them power the Warriors with a final score of 10-0. Junior Owen Helene shared his thoughts. "I think as a whole, everybody was eager to get out and play a real game. The fellas came out hot and jumped right on Deer River. We played pretty flawless baseball with no walks and minimal errors. Hopefully we can continue to play this way and fill up the column and win." The Wolverines are heading to Wade Stadium in Duluth today to take on the Denfeld Hunters. The boys and girls golf team had their first meet of the 2025 season in Sand Ridges Creek Golf Course in Jordan, Minnesota against Hibbing High School. The meet was yesterday, starting at 12:30 p.m. and ended around 4 p.m. with both boys and girls played fairly well and had a great time throughout the whole day. Now they're back to practicing and getting ready for their next meet in time to come. Congratulations on a successful meet for both teams. We hope you had fun and have a lot to look forward to in what the rest of the season will bring. As you might know, the trap team has started. It is already too late to register, unfortunately, because the deadline was March 23rd. But don't worry, there's always next year. So register it, mark on your calendar, and get ready. Practices are Monday at 4 p.m. every week, and you shoot 2 rounds consisting of 25 targets, and then you clean and put the equipment away. They do have some shotguns, but they do recommend bringing your own. Junior Chase Knutson says he needs to improve his stance along with him and hitting more targets. Eli Bird says he will improve with his shooting skills this year. Good luck to this year's trap team, and remember to register next year if you want to join. Now it's time for us to slam on the brakes, shift in reverse, and take a look back at the big strokes we had this last week in Rockridge sports. On Saturday, the boys tennis team hosted a 3-way meet between the Wolverines, Duluth East, and Thief River. Then on Tuesday, our track team decided to manifest some destiny, head out westwards to Bemidji for the meet of the week. Then on Thursday, the golf team strolled out to the ridges at Sand Creek to face up against Hibbing. That's the big stuff we had happen this week. Now we'll shift into second gear and take ourselves for a little looky-loo at what's going on next week. Tonight at 4:30, our boys baseball team will travel and play Duluth Denfeld, and on Monday we'll host Greenway Nashua Keewatin. Also, on Monday night, our softball team will go against Duluth Marshall, and the next day, our track team will be going down to Crosby Ironton and duke it out with next week's Meet of the Week. Then on Tuesday, our boys tennis team will host Grand Rapids in a one-on-one meet. On Wednesday, our softball team will roll down into Proctor and make up a game which originally was scheduled for yesterday, but was canceled due to some last-minute Midwestern weather shenanigans. Finally, on Thursday, we got boys tennis hosting Hibbing and softball also hosting Hibbing. That was a bit of a mouthful, but that's what we've got coming for your next week of Rock Ridge Sports. Thanks for hanging with me in Coach's Corner, and I'll see you next time.
And now you're watching Worldwide Wolverines with Luska
and also her class.
Fire is short-lived, a swelling of energy requiring oxygen, fuel, and heat. When one of those requirements is not fulfilled, you cannot have fire. Yet in a rare few locations, fire does not obey its nature.
Natural fires that are capable of burning for thousands of years are called eternal flames. Their fuel is supplied by underground pockets of pressurized methane, ethane, and/or propane gas. Lightning strikes and wildfires can ignite this gas that seeps from cracks in the ground, and once ignited, they can continue burning from fuel supplied by the underground gases.
Located on Mount Chimera in Turkey, a cluster of eternal flames named Yanartis is being fueled by a pressurized methane pocket underground. It's estimated to have burned for around 2,500 years and is located close to a temple of Hephaestus, the god of fire and the forge.
Similar to eternal flames, flaring is the process of igniting natural gases that are byproducts of oil mining. This helps prevent spontaneous combustions as well as methane pollution by breaking down the methane into safer CO2 molecules. These ancient natural phenomena are still burning today, containing technical applications within.
The Virginia Public Library is looking for teen volunteers this summer. Applications are due April 30th, 2025 by 6 p.m. and can be done by scanning a QR code or picking up an application in the library. Applicants should be ages 13 through 17 or turning 18 before this September 18th. Volunteers will help younger kids with the summer reading program and are expected to commit to 10 shifts over the summer. Those with the most available hours will be prioritized over others. It should be noted that volunteering can give valuable skills in customer service, communication, and organization, and looks good for college applications and resumes. The Teen Volunteer Program is looking for responsible, communicative, and enthusiastic teenagers.
Juniors, seniors, and a select few sophomores are preparing for this year's Nerf War, which will start on Monday, April 6th, and is said to be one of the largest years for participants. The Nerf War is not affiliated with Rock Ridge Public Schools and is totally safe, so there's no need for teachers to worry. Some of the rules of this Nerf War include no shooting on school property or during events, no shooting on Sundays, and being respectful of off-limit locations. Junior Wyatt Frederick said, "Tough competition out there, but we're committed to the cause, and the cause is victory. We ain't losing."
This week's Wolverine of the Week is Jordan Waldorf. His activities include hockey and golf. A few of his hobbies are hunting, four-wheeling, fishing, and snowmobiling. And he says his favorite subject is welding.
That's all we have time for today. Remember to catch your Rock Ridge Rundown every Friday at 1:50 p.m. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend.